This is the new Renault Kadjar. It's the bigger brother to the Captur and will arrive in the UK in September, priced from a fiver under £18,000. Now, the last time Renault did a SUV crossover thingy, it was the Koleos. Do you remember the Koleos? Exactly. This car promises to be a whole lot more memorable and to drive. Actually, yeah, it's very good. The steering's accurate. The suspension, it's nice and comfortable. It goes over bumps very well indeed. The car's got lots of grip, goes exactly where you want it to go. Never describe it as a fun car to drive, but it's very, very pleasurable. And really, for this kind of car, that's all it needs to be. But there is something massively familiar about it. You see, while it may look all new, underneath the skin, the Kadjar shares its platform with the Nissan Qashqai as part of the Renault-Nissan Alliance partnership, and so it feels pretty much identical to drive, which is no bad thing. So this Renault Kadjar is available with pretty much the same engines as you get in the Nissan Qashqai. In fact, I might start calling it the Renault Qashqai. But there is a bit of a twist, because this one is the 1.2 turbo petrol, and it's the only petrol you can get with the Kadjar. And it has 130 horsepower, whereas you only have 115 horsepower in the 1.2 petrol in the Qashqai. Now, 15 horsepower doesn't seem like a lot, but it does make a bit of a difference, because this engine probably is just about quick enough for this car. 0 to 60 is pretty much 10 seconds dead. An MPG, well, it'll do over 50 miles per gallon. The only real failing with the 1.2 petrol is that at higher speeds you need to change down a gear or two to overtake. And when you do, it makes this slight whining noise, almost like it's complaining. Also, when you get up to speed, you do notice that you do get a bit of tyre roar entering the cabin. It's particularly bad on this road that we're driving on now, which is quite rough. As for wind whistle, there's a little bit around the A-pillars up here, but it's not too bad. However, these minor criticisms also apply to the Qashqai. But while the Renault may be almost identical underneath the skin, actually everything you see and touch and all the body panels are completely new. So unsurprisingly, the Kadjar is pretty much exactly the same size as a Qashqai in the back seat. So that's good news, so there's plenty of room. It is ever so slightly taller, so you do get a tad more headroom, though really it's not that noticeable. What is, though, is that Renault has tried to make this ever so slightly more practical, and so it's got a bit of a bigger overhang than the Qashqai, and as a result the boot is about 42 litres bigger. Now have a look at this, it's 472 litres, and you've got this clever modularity here, so you can use these dividers to separate the boot up. I like the way that the parcel shelf fits in there as well, so if you want you can hide it out of the way, and you can get the car with these easy fold down releases for the rear seats, and when you fold them down, your total load volume is 1478 litres. So the Kadjar is ever so slightly more practical than the Nissan, and it's actually slightly nicer to sit in as well, thanks to a more stylish interior design. And in the range topping exclusive trim, it's pretty much fully loaded. The next day I got to try the Kadjar in the better value mid-level Dynamic Plus trim, and with a different engine. Now, most people who buy a Kadjar will be wanting a diesel engine, and you can get two. This is the range-topping 1.6 with 130 horsepower, and it's reasonably punchy. You can get this engine if you want with all-wheel drive, and that's what this car has. So you can drive along in two-wheel drive mode if you want to save some fuel, or you can put it into automatic all-wheel drive by turning this dial down here, and then it can send up to 50% the car's power to the rear wheels if the fronts start to slip. Now, if the going gets really tough, you can put it into all-wheel drive lock mode as well, and that will lock the wheels 50% to the front, 50% of the power to the rear wheels. So it's a little bit more grippy, though most people who buy this kind of car aren't going to be going off-road, not even as extreme as this, which is not extreme at all. So those people will probably be better off with the 1.5 litre diesel engine, because it's not only cheaper, but it's more economical as well. This one, the 1.6 in two-wheel drive, guys, will do around 65 miles per gallon, but the 1.5 will do 74 miles per gallon, and it also emits only 99 grams per kilometre of carbon dioxide. Overall, the Kadjar is a great car, and every bit as good as the excellent Nissan Qashqai on which it is based. However, its more flamboyant French design could just give it the edge. Either way, Renault is definitely onto a winner with this cool crossover. Click on the video windows for our review of the Nissan Qashqai or the new BMW X1. Click on the play icon to watch our latest video and on our logo to subscribe.